Alright, I am going to break this up into about 5-minute parts and save them that way so that it's easier for everyone to be able to watch the entire thing, um, but not all at once if you prefer. I usually will start with a wedding day timeline. If the couple is working with a wedding planner or day of coordinator, a day timeline is a must. If you haven't received a timeline a couple of weeks before the wedding, ask for one. This will not only tell you where you need to be at what time, but you can also let the planner or coordinator know if you need more time than they've allowed for you. If they don't have a planner or coordinator, this responsibility basically falls on you. You could tell the bride and groom that you are going to create a timeline for the day, and so you'll just need to get some details from them to know what is happening when. Once you've created the timeline, you can send it to them and ask if there are any changes they'd like to make, if there's anything you left out that they'd like to add. The benefit of doing the timeline yourself is that you can allow more time than you'll probably need for each of the pictures, just in case you do need it so that you're not so rushed. I apologize for this ugly picture. I took this picture of my chargers, and anyway, it's a terrible picture. I took it with my cell phone. But when you're preparing for a wedding or a large event, the preparation starts long before you arrive at the event. You must be prepared for any situation. So charge all of your batteries. I typically do it at least the day before and then usually overnight as well. And depending on what time it starts, I'll finish up the day of or the morning of charging everything so that they're fully charged when I leave. I would not recommend using any off-brand batteries or chargers for your cameras. Not only does this void all your warranties, but it also could do real damage to your camera, which is something that I have experienced myself. I would invest in a couple of chargers for both your camera batteries and AA batteries that you use for your flashes. Again, I think it's totally worth it. So I would recommend that you gather all the equipment that you're going to need, including batteries, lighting, umbrellas, lenses, special hangers that you could use for the wedding dress, stands, or whatever else you think you might need. The one thing that you leave at home is the thing that you're probably going to need when you get there. So my philosophy is it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. If the couple is having a rehearsal at the venue or church the night before, ask if you can drop by. You will not need to stay very long, but this will allow you to know exactly where the venue or church is located, which will make it easier to find the next day. You can also check out the lighting and the layout, and you'll learn who the people in the wedding party are, and also meet family members of the bride and groom. This is very helpful information. I also usually take that opportunity to introduce myself to everyone and to remind them to walk slowly. Bride, groom, and everyone in the wedding party, this is usually the first time I will tell them, walk slowly when you come down the aisle. Also, for the wedding, you'll always want to take a backup camera and backup batteries and memory cards. If anything happens to any of those, you'll need to have a backup since there are no do-overs. I also recommend using a 24-70 and a 70 to 200 millimeter lens during the ceremony. If you have to rent one or borrow one, I highly recommend it. And this is where I'm going to end this first part. I'll continue with part 2 shortly.